So this is the battery charger, car battery charger that I bought as a modern one. So I've opened the box, just had a look at it inside. There's the instructions. Anything you need to know is that when you put the black lead on, which is this lead, it says don't put it on the battery, it says put it on the chassis somewhere. So it's got, you can see the C clamp. This is the length. This is the length of the cable. It's quite long. Quite a long cable there. Ooh. So there's the actual device. You can see it's got an indicator here. I haven't used it at all so far. It's got power LED, charging LED, a charged LED, and an arrow if there's an error with it. It shows us HA. That's what it uses in for 12-volt batteries. And there's a company, it's a British company, Maypole Limited UK. I don't work for them. I don't know anything about them, but there was a choice of several of these, and look at the size of that. It's quite a chunky size. It has these two power leads which goes into this standard British plug, and here's the car types it does. There's the information on the box. As you can see, it does my car there, but it also does vans and large mobile homes and tractors. So it's 4x4s. And the good thing about this is you put it on and you can just leave it, and it will just maintain. When it reaches full charge, it will maintain the car battery rather than keep overcharging it and actually could damage your battery. As the older ones were like that. If it had a 3-hour charge or something like that, you'd have to go back, make sure you didn't forget it, and go back to it and stop it from continuing to charge, because then it could damage your battery. So I'm going to see if my battery is okay. Last time I had it checked back in the garage, it was okay, they said, so I'll find out. Just a MGZT. It's like a Jaguar, that kind of size, and it's got V6 engine, quite powerful engine, very large car. Nothing. I get some lights, but it needs to be started, which I have to do regularly, and then I have to drive it around at least 10 miles or so. So it is a big car, and if I used it more then I wouldn't have the problem, but that's the way it is. So then we'll see. So there's a warning on it, on the back of the device, and it says read the manual first, and also disconnect the main power supply before making or breaking the connections to the battery. So don't connect it until everything is attached correctly. So I'll see if I could do that. So there's my reel. So there's the battery. So I've connected it up. I had to pull this a little bit just to get more length on this dual cable. There's actually two separate cables that are stuck together. Now that goes on your positive, which is your red terminal. Normally I would put it on the black terminal, but the manual says put it on the chassis, or put it as far away from that as you can. So I'll put it here. I hope I've done the right thing. This device will show me straight away if I've done it wrong. So now there's no power going to it, and I'll put the power in now. And straight away I'm getting a reading 97. It says power, and it's going up. Now it has to get to a minimum. It must be a minimum of 1.5. The battery, if it doesn't have a minimum of 1.5, then it'll get an error. So the battery is not showing an error. It's showing charging, and you can see these three lights going, and it's showing it's rock bottom. It's got no power really. It's the lowest I've had it for battery for a while. So that's got a way to go. I think it's showing that there's a while for it to go. Well, that's still charging. There's 1 hour, 15 minutes, and it's all three lights are still going, which means I would think you'd probably go down to 2 lights and then down to 1 light when it's nearly fully charged. So I think it's going to be a long time. That was 1 hour 15 minutes ago. So we'll see how it goes in well, another couple of hours, I think, at least. I'll leave it like that. So over 3 hours. And the yellow light is for the charging, green light showing that the power is connected, and it does these 3 lights, and I'm thinking one of those lights will go off when it gets nearer to being charged fully, and then 2 of those lights are illuminating will be constant on. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll see. Okay, it's 6 hours later. 6 hours it's been on charge, and car's frosting over. That's saying an error. Okay, well, it had an error, and it says freezing. So, and I'm getting 13.8. It's absolutely freezing cold tonight. Freezing. And you're not supposed to use this in any kind of wet conditions. It's not raining, it's just frost. It's frost all over the place. Not good for the charger, I think. But now it's not giving that. It's not giving that the previous display. It's giving a different display now. But it says it's charging and it's increasing. So I think I'll come back to it again in another hour or so and see. 12 hours. About roughly 12 hours. It's been on and off charge roughly 12 hours, so let's see. It still says charging. But it stayed at 114.5 for a long time now. There's been quite a few hours at 14.5. It hasn't moved to charge yet. It's saying it's still charging, so I've got to believe it. Okay, this is the next morning. So we'll see, it should start. It was on 14.5 and it didn't seem to be moving on the indicator. So now I will, this is absolutely raw. I'm expecting it to work, but I don't know for sure. Well, let's see. That's starting. So the engine is working. Everything's working. So that charged the thing up. So it worked. Did a great job. I'm going to charge it until it says charged. So after this drive, I'm going to put it back on charge again, but charged about 12 hours. That was my car, which is a big car, and it absolutely goes really rock bottom low, my car. And at first it showed 3 indicating lights. That's what it had at the beginning, and I thought that was going to go down from 3 to 2 to 1, but in fact that was just showing some sort of like indicator to show that it's that's an indicator just to show that it's calculating. It's so low it's not even giving a reading. That's what I think it was now. And then it went to an error after 3 hours. I left it on for another 3 hours, and in that period, it could be an hour or 2 hours, it gave an error and it stopped charging. Now I think that's probably, it was either the fact that it was absolutely freezing and there was some bad connection, or it had switched from this 3 light indicator to an actual number. So when I disconnected it, put it back on and left it on for another 6 hours, it changed from the 3 light indicator to a number, and it went from 10 to 14.5, and then at 14.5 I checked on it again and it stayed on 14.5, but it was still charging. So I think I want to have it so it says charged, fully charged. So now it's charging, it's left it charging, so I'll charge it a little bit more just to get it to be charged, fully charged. and then I'll be completely happy. And that'll be as best I could get it if I drove to as far as I can drive and back. And it says in the instructions that you can leave it on all the time and it will just maintain the battery. It won't overcharge it and damage the battery. And that's why I also bought this thing. And it's a great one from a company called Maypole UK, and I don't work for them or anything. It's a great device, and they got a good website. They got a lot of camping and touring stuff, so you know they look a good solid English company. So I would check it out, and I bought it from Halfords, and it's also available on Amazon. But Halfords, they are great with their customer support, sales support. If you have a problem, take it back, there's no quibble, just need a receipt. So that's the end of this video, and I'm well happy that everything's working, and that's it. Thanks a lot.